ka lang? Kaya? May nakapwesto na doon sa ano eh, after ng bahay.
Dito sa before.
Wala na, hindi, low tide eh. Hindi, wala ka pang huli hanggang mamayang gabi yan. Parang limited lang ang chance natin eh. Pag dito. Kasi low tide pa ngayon, so magantay ka pa ng at least 3 hours para umangat ang ano eh.
Mamaya marami na.
Mamayang gabi siguro, mga 9 o'clock may pupwesto na. Gusto mo ba? Gusto mong pwesto natin? Pwede, dito ako, para ano, kung may huli, tas doon din sa ano. Dito nakahuli ako ng ano eh. Nakahuli ako ng 4 dito eh. At least nung Wednesday. Pero nakahuli ako 9 o'clock na, nung padilim na. Ayun, tingnan mo oh. Ang dumi eh. Mamaya pa to lilinaw eh. Ayun oh. Pero pwede kang makahuli dito mamaya. Mag-iwan na nga tayo ng ano, ng rod. On type mo. Ano sa tingin mo? Sige mo ano ka. Kung walang huli ah, umuwi na sila. Sorry? Oh. Parang siya rin yung nandito nung Wednesday eh. Pero dito ako. Ikaw saan ka? Tatangayin. Galing niya, pumesto agad na ah. Thank you. Nandito yung isda. Yung isda dito.
How I rig a float setup. Impale the bait fish using a barbed metal jug or spike. For bait, you can use either silver whiting as shown, mackerel, pilchard, and garfish. For best results, run the metal spike straight along the spine for a better grip and bait presentation. Skewer in bait through mouth and out via tail section. Use a float to keep the bait off the bottom of the ocean floor. Then use snap swivels to tie the metal spike to your main line and your main line to the pole. A snap swivel prevents line twist and makes for a quick release or change. Here I am measuring and determining the line length using a float stopper. It is important to lengthen or shorten the line according to water depth. Because it is currently low tide, I've set the length to 60 centimeters and will lengthen it later at high tide. Connect the baited jag or spike to the line using a snap swivel for quick release purposes. Squid can be caught anytime, but the best results happen in the early morning, late afternoon, and night, 2 hours either side of tide changes. At Queen's Cliff, I use pole sinkers to keep the bait down the water bottom, as tidal current can be quite strong. Now I'm rigging my second pole. Victorian Fisheries Authority allows 4 rods per person. The line length for this pole is a little longer at 75 centimeters. Float rig is a passive setup for squid fishing. It is passive because I just let the fresh bait do its thing as it gets rolled by the waves and current. But I am constantly active, checking the poles every now and then. Another setup for catching squid is using squid jigs without floats. I call this an active setup. There is no need for a float for this setup. For this active setup, you will need to play with the jig. Let the jig sink to the bottom, then jerk up. Repeat the process as shown. As a recap, the items you will need for a float setup are a metal squid spike or jag, a polystyrene float, a float stopper, a 2 to 4 meter long main line, snap swivels, optional sinkers, and fresh fish for bait. My apologies for the abrupt camera movement. This is just me checking out if other people are catching. sure you check all your lines every now and then by lifting your poles. If you don't have a pole, you can use a similar setup with rods, but apply the concepts I mentioned earlier. I'm going to grab my squid gaff just in case of a hookup. It's getting dark by now, as the lamps have turned on. I haven't had a hookup, so it's time to change my jig color and size. Red jig is good for sunsets, but I haven't hooked one up yet. I'm gonna change from Ruby Port Sea Red 3-inch to a Daiwa Emeraldus Nude Glow White 3.5. I will keep the Yuzuri Pata Pata Orange Rattle 2.5-inch because that's a killer during Thanksgiving. Fish on! Fish on! I've just changed from red to white, and no sooner have I dropped the white, I got a hookup. Yes! Yes! like I've got another hookup. My goodness. As it is very windy this day, I use a gaff to ensure I land the squid. If the squid is hooked properly, one can lift it out of the water, or one can also use a telescopic net to land the squid.
Part my second night in the silver white.
Fish on again! My third in a span of under 5 minutes.
Sen, inaangat mo ba yung sayo? Sen, inaangat mo ba yung sayo? Sen? Wala? Of 1 minute actually. That's one.
preserve its flavor. Others use a karate chop to the back of the head as another option to put the squid out of its misery. Oh no! The squid got off the hook.
Sorry.
Fish on! It came back. I'm taking out my Ikejime spike to humanely kill the catch. We've landed another one, but because of poor lighting conditions, we couldn't take a good video, except this using our mobile phone. Our last catch for the night before deciding to pack up. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and has learned something to help you land the squid. Please like and subscribe to my channel, Vitamin C Fishing. If you have any feedback, comments, or questions, you are most welcome to post them here.